Nia Long. Now, I anticipated covering Nia Long last night, but I didn't feel compelled to really even address it at all. I didn't feel compelled to be able to address it at all because I don't know, man. I don't know. I have my thoughts about Nia Long. I'll share them with you quickly before we get to the money and before we get to Shannon Sharp. But before we get into that, let me go ahead and break this down. So Nia Long, I had been hearing that she had went back to my man Ime Udoka, right? But I never reported on it because I didn't see it as a story and I wasn't really sure, and I don't really operate off of rumors. But now they're saying that Nia Long has filed for full custody because now she's throwing the man under the bus, that is the father, saying that he has failed to provide support for their son. Now, before we get over to Nia Long, we really got to address what's going on with Ime Udoka. All right? So Ime Udoka has landed on his feet. Now, when Boston, right, for a lot of you guys, when Boston let him go because allegedly he was piping down different women inside of the organization or whatever, not necessarily women that was on the court, but allegedly it was said that he was piping down some vice president's chick or something like that, right? And they let him go. And I was one of the people that was skeptical about the possibility of him being able to secure another position, right? But I guess for men and great men, talent always wins. Talent always wins. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Thank you, Latrell. And so let me give y'all an update because I know a lot of the ladies don't necessarily watch sports unless y'all sitting courtside with Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Let me bring you up to speed of what happened with him, right? So he lost his job in Boston, but he landed back on his feet in Houston. Y'all know Houston like black people. I know that Texas is red, but Houston is blue. Blue balls over in Houston. And Houston Rockets coach Ime Udoka signed his contract to become the 16th coach in the Rockets history late Tuesday night. And this is back earlier in the year. Agreeing to a deal that will pay him $28.5 million across the next 4 seasons. Now, if my math serves me correct, that's a little bit over $7 million a year. Let's see, 7, 14, 21, 28. Yeah, $7 million a year. 28 divided by 4 is $7 million a year. My man landed on his feet, got a guaranteed contract for the next 4 years right after she left him. She said she couldn't take it. She said, listen, I'm not dealing with no man that cheating. I don't even have no new movies coming up. However, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. And so Ime said, all right, okay. You want to leave? You want to leave when I got a little bit of box? I'm going to land on my feet anyway. And he got $28.5 million in order to substantiate that argument. All right? Over the next 4 seasons. Let's continue. Let's break down his salary. 45 years old, going to earn $6.75 million in 2023-24. $250,000 increase every season after that, culminating in a salary of $7.5 million for the 26-27 season. His deal is notable given Houston's previous coaching hire, Tillman and Steven Silas received a contract with only a guaranteed 3 years guaranteed, with a team option for the 4th that was not picked up in order to bring in Ime. So what y'all don't understand is that winning is more important than what it is that your character is for a lot of these places and organizations. He got a little bit of box. They said, we're not tripping off of that. Can you get our players over there to the championship like you did that year before? You know what I'm saying? Can you get our people over to the championship on the year before? All right, let's go back to Nia Long, okay? So here's the scoop on Nia. And I know a lot of women was feeling a certain type of way. I see a lot of the women. Women ain't even interested in sports. But ain't it ironic that they had so much to say in reporting on Ime Udoka, especially after Nia Long filed for full custody? I heard and I seen some of y'all put the title inside of y'all emails that I have not checked yet, some of y'all, And y'all was saying that the women was upset about the fact that he got that contract. And more importantly, they were in support of the idea that she filed for full custody. It says actor Nia Long said her ex, Houston Rockets coach Ime, you like that? Houston Rockets, no, put some respect on his name. Houston Rockets head coach. Houston Rockets head coach has failed to provide support for their 11-year-old son. Who's the loser in this whole situation? Who's the loser in this situation? I know a lot of y'all gonna say, well, it's Nia Long that's losing in this situation. She left the man and he went ahead and got his bag anyway, and so on and so forth. Y'all got to remember that they was not married. They was in a situationship, a long-term situationship. They were not married at all. No alimony, no none of that. Now she wants to file. You are right, Connie. The son is the one. Anastasio Rodriguez, the son. Bam Bam said the son. Brandy said the kid, the child, the son, the son, the son. Y'all got it. See, I knew my bag chasers was on top of things. And court documents obtained by the show business outlet Long requested legal and physical custody of him while allowing for reasonable visitation for Udoka consistent with the child's best interest. Now, isn't it ironic that they were never married? Let's come back to that. They were never married, right? Meaning that as long as she was living with him, being supported by him, being taken care of by him, that she was okay with the idea of never ever filing for full custody. Remember, let's say it again. They were never married, but as long as she was living under his covering and being able to be taken care of by him, it was cool. But the minute that she found out that he was D'ing down, see, he was a good enough father. Let's take out of context the idea that he cheated, all right? Because that has no bearing on his ability to be able to be a great father and participate in his child's life. He was good enough to be shared custody. He was good enough to have to all of this stuff for the last 11 years that they had him. Trendy Lock says they were engaged. Cap. Let me put on another cap. Every time I see y'all lie, I'm going to put on another cap. Trendy Lock said that they was engaged. That's cap. I'm so tired of y'all women lying to us and telling us that y'all engaged. Every woman that I talk to that supposedly got a boyfriend that's knocking it down keep telling me about how she engaged. Cap. So she was engaged for the last 13 years? Wait. Are you telling me that she was engaged for the last 13 years? I call cap. But she was engaged for 13 years, though. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, Trendy Locks. You better than this. You're better than your circumstance. You're better than your environment. You're better than Instagram, Trendy Locks. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, baby girl. I heard that he actually wanted to marry her and she turned him down. I heard that he actually wanted to marry her and she turned him down. So then she let what was happening in social media and the public disposition get to her, and so she decided to leave the relationship. Okay, cool. Nobody is stopping you. We also acknowledge the fact that whatever agreement that y'all had, apparently he broke that agreement by sleeping with another chick. I'm not even going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you down for that. Cool. But why was he good enough for shared custody and not to have any kind of visitation or anything prior to you actually being taken care of him, but now all of a sudden he's receiving no support? No, let's be clear. You're not receiving any support because you're not entitled to any support because you were not married and you don't get alimony. And so as a result, because he's not giving you any money and you're over here talking to the press and now you filing paperwork, you don't feel like he was a good enough father, or you don't feel like he's given enough money in order to be able to take care of the child. But nobody told you to leave. Nobody told you to leave. How was he a good enough father? This has nothing to do with his infidelity. I'm sure she was in there cussing him out and doing stuff that she wasn't supposed to do, but we don't know nothing about that because he ain't said nothing. How was he not a good enough father? Prior to you leaving, he was taking care of everything. Now he's not offering enough support, so I need full custody. This is a play, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care how much y'all like Nia Long. I don't care how much she y'all queen. I don't care how much she's one of the women that you admire and you always wanted her since you've seen her in The Best Man and all of this other type of stuff, right? My question is this. Are all of them the same and then they turn bitter even to the detriment of the kid? Because I asked y'all inside of the chat, who's the one that's really losing out on this situation? Y'all said the child. I asked y'all, who was the one that was losing out on this situation? And every single person in the chat said the kid. Y'all said the cheering. The 11-year-old cheering is the one that was losing out on this situation. Okay, well, if that is the case, then why is she not doing the thing that's in the best interest of the child? Spite, it's anger, it's a money grab, it's a play. That man is in Houston paying no state taxes on his income, on that $28.5 million bag, and now she feeling a certain type of way because she can't finesse him out of no bag. Nobody told you to leave. I shouldn't have to substantiate your lifestyle. You a grown woman. You should be able to do some more movies and be able to help yourself, right? It's a play. It's a play. It's all about the money. In court documents, she said Long requested legal and physical custody of him while allowing for reasonable visitation. Stop it, bro. A judge has yet to rule on the request, and Udoka has yet to reply after Long filed the documents earlier this month in Los Angeles County Superior Court. Notice how she filed it in Los Angeles, even though he living in Houston. Why? Because we all know that California laws are more aligned with what it is that you want to do as a woman, and they're more apt to grant you what it is that you want because they look at women as damsels in distress. That's what happened to Kevin Costner. Not a dude got to pay $250,000 a month just for child support. And they had a prenuptial agreement. They ended their 13-year relationship after Udoka allegedly had an improper relationship. And see, they can't say affair because she wasn't married. Improper relationship with a staffer at the Boston Celtics while he was a head coach. Udoka, who led the Celtics to the NBA Finals in the 2021-2022 season, was suspended and eventually fired from his post. Said, I want to apologize to the players, fans, and the entire Celtics organization and my family for letting them down. He said after his full season suspension was announced on September 22nd, I'm sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Out of respect for everyone involved, I will have no further comment. He was dismissed February 2023, and then he got a job with the Houston Rockets right after that. Long, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air alum who has starred in movies from You People to The Best Man, said early this year that the scandal and breakup tested her resilience. She said, I've had some pretty devastating moments in my life over the last couple of months, and I've had to just say, it's all right. You'll pick yourself back up, and oh my God, I'm about to cry. You pick yourself back up and you keep it moving. And then after February, back in April, 2 months later, Udoka was over there at the Houston Rockets busting down that bag. Long also has a 22-year-old son from a previous relationship. We like to leave that part out when we always talking about our black queens. Let me highlight it. Long has a 22-year-old son from a previous relationship. Why y'all keep being relationship and engagement queens? Why y'all ain't never getting married? Why y'all keep opening up y'all legs to the people that ultimately ain't doing the best thing for you? I tried to have a conversation with y'all last night and tell y'all what came along with being with high value men. Are you prepared? Can you really deal with it? A lot of y'all want these men that make a lot of money, but you're not really prepared to deal with a man that make that type of money. All right. Okay. I just hope Ime Udoka don't get involved with any of these syphilis queens down there in Houston because it's bad out there in these streets.